Report now to Longmeadow, where police there are searching for a package thief caught on camera outside of a house on Roseland Terrace.
Western Mass News reporter Olivia Hickey joins us live in studio after speaking with police.
Chris, the investigation is active and ongoing. Residents I spoke with say they will continue to keep a close eye on their deliveries.
It's real scary that it's happening.
Marcus and Denise are speaking with Western Mass News this week as police are investigating a packages theft in their area. The Longmeadow Police Department alerting the community this week, showing photos of a person and a car suspected in connection with stolen packages from a home on Roseland Terrace. According to police, the suspect left in a 2003 to 2005 gray Honda Pilot shown here.
A package was reported stolen to the Longmeadow Police Department that occurred on the 5th of March. And since then, our investigators have been actively investigating that.
When we spoke with Captain Carl Mazzaferro on Thursday, he says they are collaborating with neighboring police departments. He tells Western Mass News it's important that neighbors stay vigilant and maybe change how they are getting their packages delivered.
They can have that package delivered at a time that they may be home. They can have that package delivered to a family's residence that might be home. They can have that package delivered to their place of business or work, if allowed. They can have that package delivered directly to the delivery facility.
While fortunately residents we spoke with haven't fallen victim, they tell us they'll be sure to watch their cameras closely and advise their neighbors to consider installing them.
We watch our porch because I do fear that even in Longmeadow, I expect that to happen.
Anyone with information is asked to contact the Longmeadow Police Department. Their anonymous tip line is now on your screen, 413-567-3311, extension 9157. Reporting live in studio, Olivia Hickey, Western Mass News.
Olivia.